Hey, welcome back, Rankers. Just got back from Google HQ in Sydney. I was up there for a Google Business Coaching program organised for Google Premier Partners, and they do a couple of these a year, I think. And there was about 18 of us, so there was about 10 from Sydney, 5 from Melbourne, and about 5 from New Zealand. Hi, everyone. Mate, some really good new mates, and learnt a hell of a lot. I just wanted to share a couple of things that came through from what they were saying. And don't worry, it's not a Google echo chamber, and just tie it back into some of the other developments we're seeing out there at the moment in relation to brand. So one of the big things that will make a lot of people happy that we were told more than once. So I'm hoping this is imminent because this is affecting a lot of our retailers. So if you are a retailer and you love Google Shopping, and you should, because for the clients we see, you should be getting at least a 10-to-1 return on ad spend for anything that's a standalone, anything that basically is a serial number. A 10-to-1 return on ad spend is not unusual. We just did one the other day, had 3,000 return on ad spend, 3,000% return on ad spend. So it's not unusual. One of the hardest things though is getting this right, and there can be a whole variety of reasons, and sometimes it's not just the data, it's just the actual content management system itself is incapable of creating that feed. And we've got one of these at the moment. And the CMS has actually got the name, ironically, retail in it, but it won't do these auto merchant feeds to set up your Google Shopping ads. That is coming. When? I don't know, but stay tuned and I'll let you know, because we've got a lot of people that want to get on board with that. And Google's been saying the same thing for a while now. It seems to come out in a lot of their messages that everything is about automation and AI, right? So, and this is where we're heading with ads, and even to the point where they're saying that they've got bringing out something that's going to dynamically build display ads. So basically what's going to happen is that you'll create a landing page, and then you'll point Google at that landing page, and it will create a display campaign based on that information that you give it. So automation, AI, which is all very interesting, given a story this week out of Procter & Gamble. But I'll get back to that. One of the big things that was interesting was that, video spend is going to be around 42 billion with a B by the year 2020. Now, I asked the question, well, surely this is the most clicked link on the internet these days. Skip ad. Well, we can't with this one, as you can see. And there's going to be a whole bunch of these that we can't skip. And as we've learned from Facebook and now YouTube as well, your 5-second ad is killer. So if you can nail that, not only are you going to cut through, but you're going to be able to do some great brand message, I think, in those 5 seconds, which brings me to the next point, because I see a lot of stupid video ads. I hear a lot of dumb radio ads, and you're probably the same. But if it's used wisely and properly, and there's been a call for that this week by this bloke who is from Procter & Gamble. Pritchard wants to stamp out mass marketing waste. And certainly I think TV and radio can be very powerful for brand building, but I don't see them get used a lot for that. And certainly some of the copywriting that you hear on radio, certainly in Melbourne anyway, leaves a lot to be desired. And what Pritchard has said in this article, it's about getting back to brand, getting the brand message out there. And they found in their own research that a lot of their users found the advertising repetitive, like frequency too high, and also that just following them around the web too much. So the things that you and I hear probably, socially about, oh, this ad just followed me all around the web, people are actually getting sick of that sort of stuff, according to Procter & Gamble anyway. And you're better off doubling down on building your brand and going a little bit more direct with these individuals than sort of this mass market medium. Having said that, I would say that still television and radio, and this might seem odd, have a role to play in this, but I just don't think we're quite there yet to see how they are going to play out. But think of the places where you can be doing those 5-second ads. Have a look at the 3-minute ads, video ads of, say, the likes of Purple Mattresses, which is just gold. That whole campaign that they created. And you can start to see some of the opportunities around growing your brand rather than just trying to look at the numbers and throw a big fire hose of advertising out there. Let's get specific. Let's use that to help not only build your brand and awareness, but actually deliver real sales. That's it for this week. Hopefully that's helpful. More next week. See you then.